Leon rushed to investigate the source of the noise as his divine core began to overload. The gluttony law had upgraded to the 3rd rank, and its power was simply too immense for his 7th rank core to handle. The law demanded the energy capacity of an 8th rank core, causing pressure to build rapidly inside the system. Leon knew that if he did nothing, his divine core would detonate. He considered removing the gluttony law, but realized that was impossible. As a mere divine creature, he had no right to wield a 3rd rank relic. It only functioned because it was already fused to his core. If he removed it now, he would lose it, until he reached the status of a demigod. Refusing to give up this advantage, he decided to exploit the bug in the system. To free up processing power, he targeted his 1st rank relic, the Venom Orb, and ripped it from the core. A crisp shattering sound followed as the artifact disintegrated into dust. Leon stared at his hand in shock, realizing he had just destroyed a priceless item. He checked the divine network for answers and found a simple, cruel rule. Once a core passes level 5, relics become permanent fixtures, and forced removal results in destruction. He felt a cold sweat on his back, realizing how lucky he was. Had he tried to remove the gluttony law, he would have crippled himself. He tossed the fragments into the disassembler unit and turned his gaze to his domain. With the crisis averted, the gluttony law was in full effect. His locusts were feeding with terrifying speed, and evolution was happening every second. His other races were thriving as well. Ironcut Gale was honing his skills while the Red Furnace dwarves forged weapons. The Minotaurs were busy building totems, and the skeletons devoured bone crystals. The sealed skeleton lord had even leveled up into a hero unit, unlocking a new ability that allowed it to summon skeleton knights directly from corpses. Leon nodded in approval, knowing this would be devastating on the battlefield. Suddenly, a new structure appeared in his domain. Leon descended to investigate a miniature bloody arena. Though it was only 10 square kilometers, tiny compared to the real thing, it functioned perfectly. His units could enter and fight to the death for a chance to evolve. Transcendence units even had a small chance to become hero units. Leon's eyes lit up as he issued a divine decree, ordering all Transcendence units to enter the arena. He wanted a hero unit born from his own swarm. Days passed in a blur, as Leon accelerated the time flow of his domain. The locust population exploded to 14 billion insects. Over 8 billion of these were Transcendence creatures, a number that would shock even a true god. However, the cost was astronomical. Feeding them flesh golem corpses cost 1 million divine power daily, and with the rising price of meat, Leon was bleeding money. He made a ruthless decision to initiate a mass sacrifice. He kept 1 billion elite locusts, and sacrificed the other 13 billion. As a massive array covered the sky, billions of lives turned into pure energy, presenting him with 3 rewards. He could choose 10,000 Night Stalker Hunters, a 3-star artifact called the Tyrant Blade, or a 2nd-rank relic known as the Enlightenment Stone. Leon stared at the third option. While a 2nd-rank relic seemed like a poor trade for 13 billion lives, its description changed everything. The Enlightenment Stone could evolve his core race into a semi-human form. This meant they would have hands to hold weapons. An armed, flying air force of locusts would be a nightmare for any enemy. Leon chose the stone without hesitation, removing his magma flow orb, which shattered instantly, to make room for it. He focused his will on the remaining billion locusts, as the stone pulsed with light. 1 million locusts began to mutate inside cocoons. A month passed within the domain before the cocoons cracked open to reveal a new species, the Locustmen. These were Transcendence creatures, with humanoid bodies and low intelligence. Leon did the math and realized that because they produced 50,000 faith points per day over a 10-year lifespan, each one would generate nearly 200 million faith points. With 1 million of them, he was essentially printing money. His communicator beeped with a message from Mr. Smith. The Imperial Academy had ordered a retest, and the recruiter would arrive tomorrow. Leon smirked. He was ready. The next morning, Leon arrived at school as a celebrity. Students whispered as he passed, and he noticed Clara Shaw's desk was empty. Thanos approached him, now acting humble, and offered to help Leon with resources as an investment in a future god. Leon went straight to the point, stating he needed core fragments to reach level 10. The price was 400 million divine power, which Leon didn't have. Thanos offered a deal. His family wanted 1,000 Transcendence-level skeleton knights in exchange for the fragments. Leon agreed instantly, logged into his domain, and had the skeleton lord convert the necessary corpses. He handed the knights to Thanos in a sealed card and received his fragments. Mr. Smith then called Leon to the office where the recruiter from the Imperial Academy was waiting. The man looked surprised but remained cold, clearly despising students who used connections. He decided to make the test impossible. He informed Leon that his mission was to invade a foreign civilization called Dolan City. Because the world had a strict class system, Leon would be branded as a monster and hunted by the entire city. His objective was to kill one of the 5 heroes guarding the population of 10 million. When Leon asked for details, the recruiter explained there were 1 million soldiers and 5 boss-level heroes to contend with. Furthermore, Leon could only use his core race, no skeletons or dwarves allowed. The recruiter smirked internally, believing he was sending the boy to his death. He envisioned a massacre of insects against 5 legendary heroes. Leon, however, walked out of the office looking perfectly calm. The recruiter didn't know that Leon's bugs had just evolved. They had hands, they had weapons, and they were hungry for war.